Kids, I hope you're excited for yet another lesson this week. This week, we're going to talk about God. Now, what about God? Well, two things I think every Christian must understand about God, and that is this: Christians are monotheistic, and Christians believe God is triune. Now, what do these terms mean? Now, the first is monotheistic. Monotheistic means that there is just one God. Deuteronomy 6:4 says, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one." Now, the God we worship is not just one of many gods, He is the only God. No one created God, He's the creator of all things, and God is unique. He's not like you, and He's not like me. He is much different. Now, this week I'm going to provide a handout of kind of the attributes of God, and you can study that with your family along with some other things this week. And one of the most unique things to know about God, outside that He is the only God, is that He is triune. And what does this mean? Well, remember we learned just a few moments ago that God is one. There is no other God. But He's also triune. And this is your memory task for the week, and I want you to have a definition of who God is. So when people ask you, you can explain to them that God is this. And this is the definition that I want you to learn. Within the one being of God, there exist three co-equal and co-eternal persons, namely the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Again, that's within the one being of God, there exists eternally three co-equal and co-eternal persons, namely the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Now, what does this mean? Well, it means that there is only one God, but three persons. And you should see on the handout, and hopefully on this video, there will be an illustration of what that actually looks like. And as you look at the handout or the video, you see this illustration. The Father, the Holy Spirit, the Son, kind of on the outsides, and then on the inside, you see God. But notice what it says about each of these persons. The Father is not the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is not the Son. The Son is not the Father. But notice what it does do. It says the Father is God, the Son is God, and the Holy Spirit is God. And this means that there is only one God, but three persons, not three gods, and three persons. Now let's go back to the definition of within the one being of God, there exists three co-equal and co-eternal persons, namely the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Now notice there's a few words that need to be further explained. One is eternally three co-equal. Right? Each person is equal because each of them are God. Now the Father is God, the Son is God, and the Holy Spirit is God. They are all God, but not gods, because there is only one God. Three persons, one God. Each person is distinct from one another. And they're three co-eternal persons. Now, what does co-eternal means? It means that each person in the Trinity has always existed. Now, the Father was never not the Father. The Son was never not the Son. And the Holy Spirit was never not the Holy Spirit. They've existed forever. The Father has always been the Father. The Son has always been the Son. And the Holy Spirit has always been the Holy Spirit. They've been alive since eternity. They've always existed. Let me kind of just give you a quick illustration. This is our friend. Some of you may know her as Minnie Mouse. And Minnie Mouse is a mouse. She's distinct, different, not God. We have Belle here. Now, Belle is a princess, distinct, different from Minnie Mouse, not God. Finally, we have our friend Olaf with his big old nose. But Olaf is a snowman. He's not God. But a cute little fellow, right? Each of those are distinct and different, but not each of those is God. There is only one God. And as we said at the beginning, when we started explaining the triune God is within the one being of God, there exist eternally three co-equal and co-eternal persons, namely the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And I hope that you can memorize that this week and do so with your family. Next week, we're going to talk about Jesus and something known as the hypostatic union. And I hope this lesson was beneficial for you and you all enjoyed your time as a family studying more this week about God and just see how great and awesome He is. Because I know that the more you know about God, the greater your love for Him will grow. Until next time, I'm praying for you, and I hope you have a great week. God bless.